Welcome to the Pros and Cons, the show where we take different anime, give a pros and cons list of that anime, a rating of that anime, so you can decide if it's the anime you want to watch or not. I am your host, 202, but before we get into it, let me explain what we look for in the different animes. Now, what we look for in anime is the full plot, the execution of that plot, and the characters and the character development. Now, one more thing before we get into the anime. Also, keep in mind that all anime have something special about it, even if it's not that great of an anime. I am your host, 202, and without further ado, let's get into it. Today we are going to be looking at Ergo Proxy, an anime released in 2006. Within the domed city of Ramdo lies one of the last human civilizations on Earth. Thousands of years ago, a global catastrophe doomed the planet. Now, life outside of these domes are virtually impossible. To expedite mankind's recovery, auto-raves, human-like robots have been created to assist people in their day-to-day lives. However, auto-raves have begun contracting a disease called the Congo virus, which grants them self-awareness. Riel Mayer, granddaughter of Ramdo's ruler, is assigned to investigate this phenomenon alongside her auto-rave partner Iggy. But what becomes as a routine investigation quickly spirals into a conspiracy as Riel is confronted by humanity's darkest sins. Elsewhere in Rondo, an auto-rave specialist by the name of Vincent Law must also face his demons when surreal events begun occurring around him. Riel, Iggy, Vincent, and the child auto-rave named Pino will form an unlikely faction as they struggle to uncover Ramdo's mysteries and ultimately discover the true purpose of the mythical beings called Proxies. So basically, in layman's terms, this anime is a post-apocalyptic anime where mankind has created dome-like civilizations to stay out of the wasteland, which is the whole world after the apocalypse. Mankind also created robots to help with life in these domes, but they become infected with a virus which gives them a mind of their own, which they say they're given a soul. Also, these mysterious-like creatures called proxies invade these domes. One of the main characters, Riel, comes in contact with a proxy face to face and becomes extremely curious of what these creatures are, and then sets off on a journey to figure out the mystery of the proxies. Alright, let's look at the cons. The cons are, it has a dull environment, no color, not lively. The characters are not really likable. It's boring throughout most of the anime, and it's kind of confusing at the beginning. Now, this anime it's very dull. Throughout the whole anime, it's dull. It really doesn't have no color. Now, a lot of people can argue that it is post the apocalypse, so you're not really going to have no color throughout a desert wasteland, which is understandable. But there are cities and there is plant life, and not just that. Even if you look at the highlights, the color just throughout, this is just on the animation side, it's just not lively. It's just not inviting, appealing to the eyes as far as the color in this anime. Now, the characters are not really likable. There are three main characters, some could argue two, but the two main characters aren't really likable. One of the main characters, we didn't really like that character throughout the whole anime. One character kind of grows on you, that character grows on you a little bit, and the third character tries her best, I'm going to go ahead and say it, her best to keep this show running the best as she can with the little bit of screen time that she has. But the characters in this anime are not really likable. It is boring throughout most of the anime. Most of this anime is boring. The dialect, the conversations. Personally, we watched this anime we've got about maybe 6 episodes in, and we just stopped watching it because it was just so boring. And we did go back and finish it, but it's just boring throughout most of this anime. The dialogue, the conversations are just dull and boring and stale, and it's kind of confusing at the end. Once again, we did stop watching this anime and had to go back and watch it, but it's kind of confusing at the beginning through, and that ties in with all the other cons, with it being boring, the characters not really being likable, and it's confusing. This anime was hard to pick up on at the beginning, but we persevered, we pushed through it, and we watched the whole thing. But these are the cons of Ergo Proxy. Now let's look at the pros. The pros are, it has a post-apocalyptic setting, it has a great plot, and the plot is executed perfectly. The second half of the story / plot becomes very addictive. It has a great ending, and it leaves you wanting more. Now, some people like post-apocalyptic settings. You know, some people like apocalyptic animes and stuff like that. We here love apocalyptic animes. That's why we put it on a pros. Some people might consider it con, but we consider it pros. It has a great plot. This anime has not one of the best, but it has a very extremely great plot. Though the plot isn't carried out in the correct manner, in our opinion, it has an excellent plot. Perfect plot for a post-apocalyptic setting. The second half of the story or the plot becomes very addictive. Once you get past the beginning, the confusingness of the beginning of the anime, and get a little bit towards the middle and the end, it becomes very addictive. It'll have you wanting to keep watching every episode and have you wanting to binge it. Even if you have to go out, do chores, do something, it will have you wanting to watch this anime. That is a pro of this anime, and it has a great ending. Though the ending is it's not necessarily confusing, but though the ending is kind of daunting, it does have a great ending, which makes this anime a very good anime. It has a great ending for the post-apocalyptic setting, and it leaves you wanting more. I myself would love to watch a sequel to this anime, or like a movie or something, just to bring it back. It has a great ending, and it leaves you wanting more. And those are the pros of Ergo Proxy. Now, we rated this anime with a 7.5, a good / okay anime with a great plot ending. It was a 7 rating, but the ending and the pros gave it the nudge to the 7.5. But what do you think? Did we rate it right? Overall, we do love this anime. This is a phenomenal anime, even though it does have a lot of cons. We do love this anime, even though it's very dull. If you could get past the first couple of episodes where it's kind of confusing and dull, it is an extremely great anime. Like I said before, it does get addictive in the second half. It has a great story plot ending to it, and it does leave you wanting more. But it is a very dull anime, which is one of the main reasons why it's on a lot of people's underrated lists. But even so, it is a great anime. Another thing is that Ergo Proxy is decent. Personally, I myself would not recommend this anime simply because there are so many more anime better than this one in comparison. And this anime only really hits one or two aspects, which makes it a generally good anime. But once again, if post-apocalyptic settings is your forte, this anime is for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below what anime we should do a pros and cons video on next. Have you seen this anime or not yet? If you have, did you like it? Did we miss any pros or cons? If you haven't seen it, would you consider watching it now? Also, please like, subscribe, and share. It lets us know that you like these videos, and it helps other people find out what anime they would want to watch next. Also, let us know what we can do to improve this segment. All right, y'all. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll holla at y'all till the next time. Peace.